got a shout out, and Caden and Mason, I doubt you guys watched the video, but maybe you did. Soph emailed me saying, hey, I'm absent. I know to watch the video. Like, let me know if there's anything else.
Basically, indirectly asking for a shout out.
Yeah, indirectly, essentially, asking for a name drop, shout out, whatever. So, go ahead, make sure you got 614 from the back.
Oh, I did have it done.
Even though, as we go to the next thing, it has a dinosaur on it, we're not making a dinosaur. Like, trust me. Like, you can later, if you decide to try to, like, make directions for a friend to make the dinosaur, you can later. This is not homework. I want to say it out loud because apparently the words I type on the screen only matter so much. Some of us apparently struggle with reading. So it is not homework. You can do the stuff on the back if you want to. That's up to you. You do not have to do this. We're effectively skipping this lesson. But I wanted to do the one activity because it's fun and it's good practice. So 614, not homework, not getting collected. What is getting collected is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. Okay? 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. 6, 2, 1, you want to have that out because we're going to use the examples from class on there. And we're not making a dinosaur. At least not first.
Wait, what?
So when I click over here and we go to talk about this activity, it shows a dinosaur. And every year, kids then assume that what they should be creating is a dinosaur. And that's just not true. Yeah, we are not making a dinosaur. So check your 612.
Did grade 7 win the homework competition?
So I realized that there's no forum this week for me to announce things during. But tomorrow morning, I think we're going to have a quick little, like, here's how Friday is going to work. Because tomorrow is, like, a totally different sort of... I mean, the schedule's relatively normal. Unless you're doing salsa dancing. But, like, we have a bit of tweaking to do tomorrow because a lot of tomorrow is work time. Like, where you guys get to work on the social studies project, or you get to work on the science project. So we're going to give you a little bit of flexibility tomorrow to position yourself where you want to best, whatever. All of that to say, I think I'm going to announce homework competition, like, all together in the morning when we kind of talk about, here's the plan for the day. So remember, we should be checking with a highlighter, not trying to frantically do it with a pencil, because we do our practice outside of class, so that we actually get the chance to practice. So what questions might we have? I don't know if people have, like, come up and asked me anything about this homework. I think it's been going pretty okay. So those of us that I see that don't have this out, those of us that I see doing it right now should probably stop that because it just breaks my heart.
I forgot about figure 4.
Okay.
So it's pretty down. How come it's sometimes half the time, like, you encourage people to do it during this time?
So the problem is, if you're doing it while looking at the answers, you're not actually pressing your brain to recall anything. So, like, the only case where you could maybe be working on, like, homework right now should really be a different homework. So maybe, like, 1-3 or 2-1, like, a different, but not the homework that we're checking. Because if you, like, look up there, oh, yeah, -2, -1, oh, yeah, that's what I thought, too. But you didn't actually try it on your own. You didn't actually press your brain to recall anything or actually, like, pull anything out of your memory. It's science. It's hard to explain, but, like, it's science of whether you actually pressed yourself or not. Lucy? 1, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 3. Yeah, we probably won't check 1, 3. Yeah, occasionally I'm just saying there are homeworks that we're not checking so I can make sure that you're doing homework on your own. So, any questions on this, though? I do want to know, like, is there anything we struggled with? Soph?
Well, I just want to say that for the shooter person, whatever, I didn't know about that, and I asked somebody, and I was like, what am I supposed to do exactly? And they told me the answer, I was like, oh, well, they told me how to get to it. And then I did it on a separate piece of paper, but I forgot to write it on my...
Oh, that's okay. I mean, as long as you know how to do it, because, you know, that same sort of thing might be on the test at some point. Isaac?
Yeah, I got confused on
16?
Yeah.
Ah, I don't have a copy of my binder. Oh, man, I didn't put my papers in my binder. Oh, no. All right, so 1 to 16. What, like, say more about what confused you.
Well, I thought that it was spring.
We're talking about 16, right? The one with the tile pattern?
Yeah.
So if I kind of try to indicate what's changing, so this one added this tile and this tile, right? I think that's the only change. No, the middle. Wait a minute. Yeah, there's a lot of change happening, right? If I compare my top, I had 2 now. So this is all new, depending on how you want to draw it. 2 of these are new, and 1 of these are new. So now I can see my original shape, right? My figure 1, and then what was added on. So what could we say is getting added on? 5 every time. So if we go backwards, we're going to subtract 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we'll only have 1. So apparently figure 0 is square. Singular, all by his lonesome. And then figure 4 would again add 2 more on top, 2 more on bottom, and 1 to the middle. Does that make sense? Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, no?
I did 617 a very different way.
What do you mean? Because I'm not suggesting any sort of way. Did you get the same way? Did you get the same answer?
I got 9 weeks, but then it got a little fuzzy. I got 9 weeks for about 4 days, but
What color should I use for Frank?
pink.
Sure, purple sounds good. Do I have a purple pen over here? Yep, I got 1. Frank weighs 160. Guys, if you don't have any work to support this answer, I have no idea how you did it. And is on a diet to gain. Some people are trying to put weight on, right? Especially like wrestlers and people like that. 2 pounds every week. What color should I use for John?
Blue.
Sure, blue. Sounds great. John weighs 208 and is on a diet losing 3 pounds a week. That feels a little unhealthy to be losing 3 pounds. That's real unhealthy. Oh, yeah, look, to be wrestling on a lower weight class. Now, again, if I have not told this story in this class, and actually I was just texting with this person because he has the heat gun that I'm going to need to pop the dent out of my car. My buddy Ben made it to states in wrestling and then passed out on the scale, was not allowed to wrestle because he was deeply dehydrated because he was trying to lose weight in an unhealthy manner. Losing weight is real dangerous, okay? So, like, worth it to take a moment to talk about that as we're talking about. Like, trying to be more healthy, that's a fine goal. But specifically trying to lose pounds, I'm against that sort of culture. That, like, diet, the number culture. I know, Mr. Hudson's against the number culture. But yeah, if you're just looking at the number. So now we got to balance this out and figure out how to isolate W. If it was me, I would add 3W to both sides because I don't like working with negatives. But there are different ways to do this. But W should come out to be approximately 9.6. If you're, like, guessing your way to get there, you're not doing algebra. And we need to be doing algebra at this point because it's efficient. So we could add 3W to both sides. We could take 160 away from both sides. And then we would do division to get our final answer. So if you need help solving this, come see me. I would like to work with you. If you don't know how to solve something like this yet, I would like to work with you. See? Look, Ben's awesome. I can even help you fix it. Ben's going to fix my dent for me. I know, he's a nice guy.
It did show his last name.
Yeah, whatever. He actually runs a business. So if you're looking for a dumpster anywhere in the Coshocton area, you can rent one from Ben Bowers. Violet?
I know there's no forum this Friday, so there's no brag just fact, but we had a wrestling tournament on Sunday.
Go ahead, you can have your no brag just fact.
One of our wrestlers got district champion for his weight class, and he's going to states.
Heck yeah. Tell him to make sure he hydrates. Like, just seriously,
He's 4 pounds.
it was so sad.
Was it the person who was in your weight class? No.
Alright, so let's pull out the
That kid you
614
made
paper.
cry?
Let's pull out the 614
No, he's not
paper.
on my team.
Hey, let's stop talking about Violet making people cry.
But it was so
So-
funny.
So, here are the directions to go with your 614. Once we get past the top 3, I'll scroll down so you can see the rest of it. But guys, you are going to use the shapes that you have on your 614 paper, like shapes A, B, and C. But the first thing you have to do is draw a rectangle that you don't have yet. So follow these directions, start by drawing a rectangle, and this is going to also help us verify, are we comfortable with like X, Y, right? Like coordinate points have to be X, Y. And because this work doesn't take as much focus, we won't just listen to the normal, crap, I'm going to have to pause the video. Whatever, I'm going to pause the video then. No one's sick anyways. Class might have people absent. So, clockwise about point -6,3, which we haven't practiced this on paper yet, which is why we're taking time to do this. So -6,3 is the point that my triangle C is sitting on, right? -6,3 is right there at the bottom of the triangle. So this is my center of rotation, which means that point won't move, everything else will. 180 degrees clockwise, but actually it doesn't matter because it's 180 degrees. It's half of a full turn. But this needs to swing around, like we talked about with the hockey stick method. So now this side of C is actually here, but instead of pointing left, we're now pointing right. And this is what C should look like after we have rotated it 180 degrees around.
Turn the video off.
You're right, but I'm debating. Well, I can use 15 seconds without getting hit. Alright, so with everything here, we have the little window to be able to see out of. I'm not quite sure what this triangle serves purpose of. Yeah, I didn't, whatever. It's something. It's like a badge, right? Who knows? Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of those.
Oh, it's like a booster.
Things.
Okay, there we go, booster. So we could add some flames down here, but your rocket should look like this. Now, the thing to think about that Nick actually did a great job showing here is you need to think through how far away does this triangle start in order to reflect it, because it needs to do the same thing. So Nick kind of drew this line of saying, okay, that's 4 away, so this will also be 4 away. However far this is away, which is actually 10, when you reflect it, it'll be 10 away. Very good work. Sam. Thank you. Question? Answer? What? Or are you just trying to show yours? Okay, then we got to move on. So real quick. What? If you want to show it, get up here fast. Then we got to move on. Listen to what I actually say. So Sam even labeled his shapes, right? Kept kind of, and really though, if I'm nitpicking, we would call these like primes, right? Because this was the first time we moved it. Actually, this was the first time we moved it. So this would be double prime. This would be like triple prime if we were going to be nitpicky. But that's all good. All right. Thank you very much. So now you have 1, 4, 2, 1. You have 2, 1. So grab 6, 2, 1 if you did not keep this out. You want to create these points, but we can't put points on a graph if we don't have any axes. You also can't cut any wood without any axes. So let's, since all of these are positive, guys, let's just make our axes right on the edge. This is why we do math and pencil. And if you went ahead and made up your own rules, I am very sorry that you worked ahead. Go ahead and plot these points. We're going to assume a 1-to-1 scale, but not just assume it. We're going to label it. So put some 1s on there so we know that our scale is 1-to-1.
I did a 2-to-1.
We want 1-to-1. Trust me. There is an intentional objective here.
I just labeled it.
1-to-1.
Are we not
Because after we plot these, we have other directions we have to follow. Go ahead and connect those points once you get them plotted. If you can't identify what this shape is, like try. Press your brain to like, wait, what is this? What can I point out about the shape? What is the same? What is different? What do we call this sort of thing? We are not. We're doing canteen instead. Now, and you could change colors if you want to, or grab a highlighter and do this with a highlighter, but be careful because then it's permanent. So you could do it with a pencil first. Now, multiply everything by 2 and graph those points. Five. So remember, a prism is 3-dimensional. A prism is 3-dimensional. So not quite. I love what you're thinking. This is what we call double everything and then graph those. So like graph 4, 2, 6, 2, right? Double everything and then graph those. Double every single number you have and graph the new points that you got.
Yeah, it looks like a giant pyramid.
Oh, I think you might have a couple papers on the noting board, or did you already find those earlier? I have a sneaking suspicion because I was sorting through papers this morning. I think you turned in more than this. That, or maybe it was Caleb. No, maybe it was Caleb. Because actually, there's not much up there right now. But still, double check that one, the 3A at the top. That one. Double check that that's not yours. Hey, I do have a no name from 3A over on the no name board. You know where they live. If you double every single number that you have, 2, 1 becomes, what's 2, 1 become?
4, 2.
4, 2. So right here.
Yeah, it was mine.
3, 1, so turn it back in. 3, 1 would become 6, 2. 5, 5 would become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think. So 10 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, so hold up. Anyone want to volunteer for what sort of shape our original shape was, Colin? It is a trapezoid. How do we know that?
I said it's the British one.
Why'd you say that it's a trapezoid? Just because it looks like one? What does it have that makes it look like a trapezoid? You can pass this off if you want. Noah?
Hi, like a rectangle, it has 4 sides, but none of them are equal. Or
Well, sides could be equal in a trapezoid. That would actually make it an isosceles trapezoid. Caden?
Is it a trapezoid because it only has one set of parallel sides?
Ooh, yeah, Liam, is that what you were going to say? Yeah, parallel bases, right, is what we call it. So if you want to make a little reminder for yourself, we know these are parallel to each other, so that makes this a trapezoid. And then, since what I did was double everything,
now it's time for big trapezoid.
so hold on. This gets cooler. You can grab a ruler if you want to, but you don't have to, because with a pencil you could just kind of sketch this. Watch what happens if I connect these 2 points with each other. It connects back to the origin.
Oh my goodness.
If I connect these points together, it connects back to the origin.
It's almost like
If I connect these points together,
That makes logical sense, though.
why?
Because they're all exactly double.
And this, even though it's starting to look kind of trippy, sort of 3D,
It's a shadow.
this is what we call dilation. Exactly. And what's it mean when your pupils dilate?
When they put that ouchie eye drops in your eyes.
Zach, you're such a ventriloquist.
You can like see like distance.
Why do your pupils dilate? That's not it. Who knows why your pupils dilate, Val?
The amount of light going into
The amount of light that they want to allow in. So in a dark room, your pupils will dilate larger. And they do that at the eye doctor to be able to see stuff, like see in your pupil. And when it's bright outside, like when it's sunny, your pupils get small. And actually, that's why you start to squint, right? Because your eyes are getting like too much light. So dilation, when you go to the eye doctor, just means it's changing size, right? That's what a dilation means. Leah?
I went to the eye doctor a few weeks ago, and it was actually cool because he told me how you can see it right from your eyes, but I want to be like some sort of psychologist person.
Yeah.
So he let me look at like messed up photos in the brain, like people's eyes that are like in public documents that like you can see through their eyes.
Yeah.
Brain, like, some of them were really messed up.
Yeah, and they have like really bright lights, right? That you like. That's crazy. It's kind of creeping me out a little bit to think about seeing someone's brain.
And then like someone's like their iris was like melting down in the bottom of their iris.
Ew. Okay, we need to stop. Leah, I did not anticipate that you would gross us all out today. This is the surprise of the day. So,
This is
Hey.
why we like to have you here.
Hey. You can dilate from anywhere. This, and you should probably write this down, is an example of dilating with the origin acting as our center of dilation. So here, we made the origin be our center of dilation.
Please have Katharina to the office. Katharina, please.
And gotta pause this so I don't get flat.